All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another MLB The Show 25 stream here on Twitch. I'm next JG 24, and today we're going to be wrapping up the Finest mini season. So, if you guys don't recall from last week, last Friday, in fact, we had finished up the season, and we had just gotten to the playoffs. So we're going up against the Cairo Cats, and we'll see how it goes. Not much left. There's only just win 28 games. I'm not doing this. This is unimportant to me. What's more important is something that's more achievable, like that, or even just the important thing is we get to Fernando Tatis Jr. We get him, then we're done with this. We could probably move on to the forever mini seasons. I just want to check my lineup and make sure that I don't have anyone here who's super fractured. What up, SB Champ? How are you? And of course, this week is Christmas. So for those that celebrate, hopefully you're going to enjoy Thursday. No idea what my family is doing. No idea what the plans are, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. So, some big news was made over the weekend. I think it was no surprise that you're hearing it before I heard it. When you say, hold on, I gotta get through some of these notifications.
And now, please welcome your New Jersey Wolves.
Huh, weird, it's not popping up for me. Let's see. Ah, yes, I see it here. Oh, Jeff Passan literally just posted it about 6 minutes ago. Really? That's all they got was a rookie ball arm? That's it for Jeff McNeil? Wow. Wow, oh wow, oh wow. I guess the plan for yes. Oh. He may not. I don't know. But thank you to Jeff McNeil for all his time at with the Mets. Unfortunately it didn't amount more than 2 batting titles.
Inside, ball one.
But I think that pretty much paves the way for Luis Angel Acuna to be the starting second baseman. Oh, no, wait. Semion's going to do that. Never mind. Semion's going to do it. And then they're going to have Polanco, so they're not ready yet on Acuna.
Nope. That's inside.
They can't keep him down in the minors forever. He has to come up eventually. Oh, that was only strike 2? I thought that was strike 3. Dang.
That's ball 2. 2 balls.
Whatever.
2 strikes.
Anyway, I mean, Oakland is getting a very versatile person. I mean, McNeil could play second. He could play anywhere in the outfield. So, you know, he might be the guy that helps Oakland get some runners in scoring position for Nick Kurtz. Who knows how it's going to go? I guess we'll just have to wait till next season, but the Mets needed to shed some payroll, and, well, they did it. Because now, this is absolutely crazy to me. You had Nimmo being traded. You had Pete Alonso walking. And so did Edwin Diaz. And now McNeil is gone. Quite honestly, I'm looking at the 2022 team, and I'm wondering who's left. I think it's Alvarez. Alvarez might be the last one left. Vientos didn't come up until 2023, I believe. So, Beatty, yeah, Beatty, because he started at third base. In fact, it was at Atlanta, his first at-bat, where he hit a home run. That was his first major league career hit and home run and everything. So Beatty, Lindor, Alvarez, maybe. But you look at the whole 2022, Starling Marte is still, well, actually, he's a free agent, but they said he might be back.
0-1. No balls, 2 strikes.
Keyword is might be.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But he's going to be a DH at that point. I mean, Juan Soto takes no days off. And there's not really anywhere else he can play. And I think Tyrone Taylor is going to be that center fielder, unless the Mets sign Bellinger. But they better sign him.
1 ball.
Look at that.
2 strikes.
Here I was ready to talk about Wilson Contreras being traded to the Red Sox and Murakami signing with the White Sox of all teams, and yet here I am talking about McNeil heading to the Athletics. Excuse me. What up, Poopin? How are ya? I'm not saying that I'm surprised that McNeil got traded. I think the Mets wanted to move on from him ever since the first year of that contract that they gave him. You know, this is why I hate rewarding players. Yes, I know, Grayson. This is why I hate rewarding players with massive contracts after they have one of the best years of their career. Like, I think Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge are examples of guys living up to contracts even when they get their first taste, or not their first taste, but rather massive years in MLB. But you look at it, guys like McNeil, who had 2 batting titles, the Mets give him that massive contract And now and then he didn't live up to it. Plain and simple. That's why I've always been someone that's hated giving massive contracts to free agents like that.
Now pitching, Sean Newton.
Yeah, Hoopin, I think we're pretty much in a rebuild. The Mets are going to be trying to do everything. They're going to be shedding payroll.
Two bases.
And even though the Semien trade and the Polanco signing really don't fit into that mold, so to speak, but that's what it seems like. Ooh, wow, everyone's here.
I'm out. Round roll double.
Nothing against you or the Mets, but it seems like y'all are losing everyone. That's part of a rebuild. You know, the Mets had
0-1's the count.
the Mets had a wild card appearance in 2022 with this core, and in 2024 they made it to the NLCS. And I think it's clear that Cohen didn't believe this core was going to win moving forward, so he went elsewhere. No, I agree. I think Soto parts ways after the fifth season. I mean, to him, I don't think he'll ever get as big of a contract as he did with the Mets, because at this point he's becoming more of a hitter, and I haven't really seen too much improvement in terms of fielding. But he's not going to want to stay with the Mets. Not unless they could show him that they could rebuild in 1 to 2 years. I wouldn't say they overpaid for him. They did what they had to do to get him, and I could appreciate the Mets doing that. But now you got him, and the problem is that you're not building around him. In fact, you're just tearing everything down. He wants to win, no doubt. He's going to enter the prime of his career. Pretty much. Although Lindor is only going to be around for one more season after Soto is gone. So even Lindor's not going to be around. It may not be around after that much longer after Soto is gone.
Yeah. 0-1's the count.
Let's see. They have some good prospects for sure. Jet Williams is probably their biggest one. You think he's going to be traded to the Padres? Hold on, let me pause here. I mean, this might be a little outdated because some of the guys are either already up in the majors or they got traded. But they have consistent. Their farm system was highly ranked in late 2025, often top 5 to top 10 in the MLB. So, you know, they have a pretty good farm system. But like I said, some of the guys are either not with the Mets, either they're already up at the majors, or the Mets traded them away. Guys like Nolan McLean, he's already up at the majors. They had Jesus Baez there, and Jesus is now with the Cardinals. So, sure, there were talks, but as far as I know, it never went there, or it never went any further than talks. And I don't know if those talks are still going on. You think the Mets made the worst trade? Which one? Yes, McNeil has officially been traded to the A's. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would have gotten more for McNeil because of the fact that he's versatile. Not only can he play second base, but he can also play anywhere in the outfield. But I guess that big contract really scared off teams. They got some rookie ball pitcher, someone who, in all likelihood, is very far away from the majors right now, and who knows if they're even going to work out.
0-2. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, Cade Smith.
I'm trying to give David Stearns the benefit of the doubt. Oh, we're definitely finishing below 500 next year.
1-0.
We'll probably crack 70 to 75 wins, but that's about it. If we do any more, I think they're performing above expectations, but I'll also make another prediction. I think Carlos Mendoza is going to get fired. You know, they're going to get off to a rough start in April, and I think that's going to be it. Not his fault, but clearly he was not David Stearns' guy. No. For the Mets, no. No, absolutely not. Seattle, I think they still have a solid core, but they're probably going to need to replace Polanco. So, I mean, if they get Marte, I could definitely see them in the playoffs next year.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
I don't know if they'll be as good as they were this year, but I do think they can be good enough to be back in the playoffs.
Time, that ball bounced over. 2 bases.
Ranger Suarez? Who's... Oh, like the Mariners want to go after Suarez? That may be to his benefit. Seattle is a very pitcher-friendly ballpark. Oh, Eugenio. Oh. I didn't even realize he was signed, but then again, Josh Naylor, I was thinking of Josh Naylor, so...
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Well, they probably had the cap. They had the cap space to take the take on McNeil's contract. Of course, the Mets had to send over some cash. Let me get Jeff Passan's thing here. The Mets also will be sending cash to help cover McNeil's $15.75 million salary, plus the $2 million buyout on a club option for next year. Okay, you have a lot more confidence in the Mets than I do. I'm not saying I'm the end-all voice of the Mets, but I like to think that I'm paying pretty close attention to the Mets. And
the first baseman, number 2, Yandy Diaz.
You know, I like to think that I have pretty good eyes. Yes, I have glasses, but my eyes work fine. You think Marte is going to the Rays? I mean, the Rays might not be a bad destination for Marte. I think they still have Shane McClanahan, who they can give up to Arizona. I would say that's probably their best, or the player that it would take to get Marte. Or he'd be one of the players. I know, but he's going to come back eventually. Castillo, huh?
Ball 1. I got 1 ball, 1 strike. 8-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, I'm sure they do, but at the end of the day, trade negotiations are negotiations, so they're going to come to some kind of ground or middle ground that they can come to and maybe can get the deal done. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I don't see why Arizona would want to trade him, considering that even last year they were only eliminated on the second to last day, or this year they were eliminated on the second to last day. So Arizona is still a wild card team. If anything, I would think they would want to add on, not get rid of their players. But then again, I could make the same argument about the Mets. And look at what the Mets are doing. Well, first baseman is apparently Polanco, because that's why they signed him. And third base, from what Mendoza has said, it's going to Brett Beatty. What they really need is a pitcher. They need an ace. And I think at this point, based on the reporting that I've seen, they may just end up waiting for next off season. You know, when the free agent, when the free agency market is a bit more lucrative. Go after Ranger Suarez. Mets have been tied to Framber Valdez, and I think, didn't Valdez have like a contract offer from the Orioles? Or did he sign with the Orioles? I don't know. I'm really, really, really trying to give David Stearns the benefit of the doubt. At this point, it's his team, okay? It's his roster. He can build it how he wants. But he better start producing some results. Because we Met fans are not patient. You know, just ask Mickey Callaway, Brody Van Wagen, Buck Showalter. You know, those guys didn't last very long. Omar Minaya. Well, Lupin, he has to be given a chance. He was fired. He was fired after the 2023 season.
Ball one, no strike.
They felt like he wasn't
2 balls, no strikes.
he wasn't good enough to take the team forward, so they got rid of him, and well, now he's retired, or he's. Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure that Frank the Tank is upset. I mean, that's his whole spiel. That's his whole thing. He's got to be upset about the Mets. Who's Wisher? Actually, I can't root for that because I'm not going to be in the championship, but the other guy in my league, he has Jonathan Taylor and he's down by 11 points. So if Jonathan Taylor doesn't perform well, he and I are going to battle for second place in our league, in our in our consolation. Even though the championship game is going to be one of our coworkers and one of our former coworkers, we would be competing for second because our former coworker is no longer with us. And well, that's pretty bold. I mean, Saquon has not lived up to his MVP. Wait, he didn't win MVP last year, did he? Either way, I need to root against the Colts tonight. So I'm sorry, Open. Can't have Jonathan Taylor going off. All right, Corbin Carroll. Sorry to have to do this, but I've already scored more runs than I wanted to. So
0-1. 0-2 is the count.
I thought the best team in the NFC right now is the Seahawks. But I think the best overall team right now is the New England Patriots.
Aye.
And
No
who
ball,
knows
two
what
strikes.
happens when we get to the playoffs.
Three.
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting up, the catcher, Drake Baldwin.
Aye.
If Sam Darnold sucks, SB champ, I'll gladly take him back. I'll gladly take Sam Darnold back on the Jets.
Three.
I don't. I don't feel
Now
bad for
batting,
the Chiefs
right
at all.
fielder, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, and the current QB and the Jets have gone through 3 quarterbacks this year. 3.
Aye.
With our latest one being sacked 16 times in the last 2 games. I feel like if it were scripted, we would get an Eagles Chiefs rematch in the Super Bowl. And we're definitely not getting that this year. You got the Bills winning it? Maybe. Truth be told, I don't know who's going to win it. I feel like it's open season because I can't even put the Eagles down as the favorites. Oh, what the hell? God damn it, I hear my dog downstairs. Hold on, guys. You guys can continue that conversation. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Freaking freaking Rocky got his hands on a container and he likes to chew those things up, so I had to take it away from him. What up, Hunt? I'm sorry, Woogie. I have to completely disagree with you there. Super Bowls do matter. You're talking to a Jets fan who has never even seen them win a Super Bowl.
Hey! 0-1's the count. Ah! 0-2 is the count.
I didn't want the Jets to win. Yes, but Jalen Hurts has been to, what, 2 Super Bowls? And has won one of them, including a dominating performance against the Kansas City Chiefs, who many think are a dynasty. Don't get me wrong, I thought the Seahawks could have had a dynasty many years ago. But you just said that Super Bowls don't matter.
Hey!
I think if you asked Sam Darnold, he would care.
0-2.
It takes more than just one player. Yeah, I would agree with that. The defense held the Chiefs in check. The Eagles defense doesn't do that. I don't know if they win the Super Bowl.
We got a ground rule double. 2 bases.
I'm not trying to be argumentative here, Woogie. It's just I think if you ask any player in the NFL, they won a Super Bowl. And Jalen Hurts and the Eagles have that. Regardless of who gets the most credit, they have a Super Bowl. And a very impressive one over the a very impressive one over the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, I'm inclined to believe that it's Jackson Smith-Njigba. But I haven't looked at the stats. But A.J. Brown has a Super Bowl ring. Woogie, I don't know. Because it depends on what the stats are.
Yeah. 0-1.
Look, the Seattle Seahawks are the best team in the NFC right now, according to their record. I don't think anyone's denying that. But having the best regular season record and performing well in the playoffs are two different things.
Now pitching, Jimmy Herget.
Oh, 1's the count.
I mean, I take it from a Jets fan. Okay? I witnessed my team beat the Cincinnati in 2010, okay, the 2010 playoffs. I witnessed them take down San Diego, or I'm sorry, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Cincinnati, who still had Carson Palmer, they had Terrell Owens and Chad Ochocinco, three elite players right there. Took them down. Took down San Diego, who still had Phillip Rivers, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Antonio Gates. They lost to the Colts in the AFC Championship game. And then came back the following year, beat Indianapolis, or beat the Colts in Indianapolis in the wild card game, beat the Patriots in New England before losing to the Steelers. The moral of that story is it's all about which team shows up in the playoffs. You could be a wild card team, and it won't matter.
0-1's the count.
Once you're in the playoffs, as long as you get hot and you win, you can win Super Bowls. And not only that, I also point to the 2012 New York Giants, the ones that won the Super Bowl. They didn't have the best record in the NFL. In fact, I actually wrote them off in the wild card game against the Atlanta Falcons. And they went all the way to win the Super Bowl against the Patriots again. That's another great example. 2008, Patriots, undefeated. Looked like they were going to tie the Miami Dolphins. They were going to become the second undefeated team in the NFL season, and they got upset by the New York Giants in the Super Bowl. Again, moral of the story, having a great regular season record is one thing. But it's all about how you. But it's another thing to perform well in the playoffs. That's what I'm arguing here. Okay, I'm not saying that means Seattle is doomed. I'm just saying that regular season is going to be over, and then it's playoff time. And whatever happens after that. That's why I say it's going to be open. I think it's going to be open season on the Super Bowl this year. I don't know who could possibly win it. Maybe it's the Seahawks. Maybe it's the Bills. Maybe the Eagles get hot and win back-to-back Super Bowls. I don't know. But to me, this is anyone in the playoffs has much of a chance this year to win it.
0-1.
That's what my argument is. Okay? I'm not trying to dampen spirits here, but I am trying to show that, hey, just because you have a great regular season does not mean it'll guarantee success in the postseason. That's what my argument is. Strike three, sit out.
Batting sixth, the shortstop, Francisco Lindor.
Well, like what?
No, inside. I got a ball, 1 strike. Ah! Aye!
Strike 3, sit down.
Batting 7th, the first baseman, Nick Kerr.
Ball, that's out. Yeah! 1 ball, 1 strike.
Um,
1 ball, 2 strikes.
your Colts in the offseason,
Ball, that pitch is out.
maybe hire a new trainer. Someone who can keep guys healthy so that they can actually play for a postseason spot.
Hey!
Colts had injuries. Sauce Gardner, Daniel Jones, but they were one of the top teams in the NFL. They just haven't lived up to it. But that just goes to show you the importance of depth. You need depth in the NFL. Can't be signing a, 44-year-old Philip Rivers to quarterback for the first time in a couple of years.
Hey! 0-1's the count. Three!
Strike 3, sit down.
Now pitching, Adrian Morejon.
Well, I think what works in the Bills' favor is the fact that they don't have to go up against the Chiefs this year, so maybe they have a shot, but New England is looking pretty good right now. Yeah, hooping, I mean, you're looking at tonight, next week, and then the week after. Okay, I don't know who the Colts are going up against.
Now pitching,
Also, nobody sleep on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They've actually been very solid this year. I'm quite surprised. Right. A 49ers squad who has Christian McCaffrey on their team. Oof. Sure. But anyone can be beaten anywhere, whether you're on the road or at home. Just ask the New York Jets that, or the New York Giants, or the Las Vegas Raiders.
now pitching, Garrett Whitlock.
The way I see it, a team is only eliminated from the playoffs once they're officially eliminated.
Timeout. That hopped over. 2 bases.
Now pitches. Dennis.
Jets haven't made the playoffs in 15, or this will be the 15th year in a row that they have not made the playoffs. So I'll take 6 years over 15. I really can't believe Cincinnati is willing to move on from Joe Burrow. Like, to me, that's nuts. I mean, granted, Joe Burrow hasn't been the same since he won, or since he got the Bengals to the Super Bowl against the Rams, but he's still a solid quarterback. I wouldn't be so quick to trade him off.
The batter, number 7. Shortstop.
Ooh, Seahawks versus Broncos. So a rematch of Super Bowl 48.
1-0.
Yeah, Super Bowl 48, because it was literally 2 years before Super Bowl 50 with the Broncos and Panthers.
2-0.
You know what's also crazy to me? That the fact that the Carolina Panthers were competing for the division. I don't know if they still are, but you know, they actually had a shot at the division. You have Rams, Patriots, okay? Well, Woogie, they can't have a first-round exit. Because if they lock up the top seed in the AFC, they get a first-round bye. So you'd have to wait till the divisional round, which is the second round. And even if they don't get it, they're probably going to get the second seed, which means they would go up against the worst playoff team the way that it's seeded. They would go up against the 7th seed. Not saying that they can't be beaten by the 7th seed, but usually that's not a matchup that is lost by the 2nd seed. I wish I could talk this excitedly about my Jets, but I can't. Not unless they draft a good QB in this or next year. I mean, John Elway and Peyton Manning won Super Bowls in their final years. Just saying.
Ball in.
You never know what happens in the playoffs. You never know.
Time, that ball
But we're
bounced
not
over.
there yet. We still have, what, 2 weeks left? Because I think for the Jets, they got this weekend against the New England Patriots, and then their final weekend is against the Buffalo Bills. So they're definitely going to lose those 2 games. I reiterate, I just wish I could be this excited about my Jets. Only way I can get this excited is by playing Madden and putting it on Rookie Arcade and just putting the sliders all in my favor. That's the only way I could get excited. The only reason I had to watch NFL games this year, and believe me, I didn't watch a lot of them, was because of fantasy football. Otherwise, well, that and, well, the Jets normally played at 1 in the afternoon, so I didn't really watch the Jets games. I only care, but I did care if they got sacks. Excuse me. Because then I get a Big Mac. Sorry, I was trying to think which teams were in the AFC South, and the one that I was forgetting was the Tennessee Titans. I think if the Jacksonville Jaguars prove anything, it's that with enough patience for a QB, I think you could really find something special with them. Even if it's only for 1 year, it's better than nothing.
Now pitching. Get it. Santana.
I'll definitely take the year he's had this year over what I've seen from Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold and Geno Smith.
2-2 the count. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Aye. Ball. I'm out. Ground rule double. Aye. Ball inside. Aye. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nope. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Now batting. Second
But he's not on the Saints or the Titans. He's on the Jaguars, and they finally had a good system. Took a while to get there, but they got there.
Ball, that's out.
That's fine. You can make that point. Maybe if he were on the Jets, he'd be terrible. I don't know. But what I do know is that he's having a good year this year. And that counts for something. I don't think Jaguars fans are complaining. At least I certainly wouldn't be if I were a Jaguars fan. Ooh, I haven't had Yohan Duran. Guess I'm keeping him. It's funny how I'm at this point in the game and I could still earn some cards. It's incredible.
Leading off.
Well, I
for the
appreciate
Blues,
that,
the
but
right fielder,
no, I'm not.
Corbin Carroll.
If I were the GOAT, I'd be doing a lot better on online, but I'm terrible. But I appreciate everyone being part of my stream. I know things got heated there with the talk about football, but I mean, hey, that's just the excitement of it. Like I said, as a Jets fan, I wish I could experience that excitement. But the owner can't get out of the way.
0-1's the count.
And yes, I personally blame Woody Johnson for this big mess that the Jets are in.
He's out.
I mean, it's crazy to me that the Jets could finish out the year without even getting so much as an interception.
Hey! 0-1.
At least we got that home run from Corbin Carroll.
Ball, that's out.
I don't know. Are you still here, SB Champ?
Hey! 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball. Hey!
Strike 3, sit out. Well, I for one appreciate that, Dodger, because it keeps me talking.
That's a ball.
I mean, it's not like he's got to type every single, or he's got to type one letter at a time. But I certainly appreciate whenever people chime in. It gives me something to talk about.
3.
So he can type as much as he wants.
Hey!
Strike 3, sit out.
0-1's the count.
As long as we don't say anything that would I really try to keep politics out of this chat room, because I don't want to discuss that. A lot of people have different views, and also obviously no kind of slurs or remarks against someone's ethnicity, gender, skin color, race, religion, that kind of stuff. As long as that doesn't happen, then I'm all for everyone chiming in. Oh, come on, Paul. Really? Well, that's good.
Ball, 1. Hey! 1-1. Hey! 2.
Strike 3, sit out. But oh boy, Paul. Now we're really going to have to work here.
Now pitching. Garrett Whitlock.
0-1's the count.
Exactly. It makes my streams go a lot faster whenever I can talk to people. Right? Because what am I supposed to do if I have no one in the chat? Like, I mean, I had a couple ideas as to what I was going to talk about today, yes. But the whole McNeil thing came up, and it literally broke like 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes from when I started the stream, and then we got talking about football. Well, I appreciate that, Hoopin. But you know what? You being here, that's good enough for me.
Batting seventh, the catcher, William Contreras.
Runner, runner, runner. Ball. 1-0.
Yeah, but I was going to come in and talk about Wilson Contreras heading to Boston and Murakami choosing the Chicago White Sox of all teams to sign with. Like, I was not expecting that.
Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 2, Yandy Diaz.
But I don't know where the Mets are going from here.
Yanick Santana.
I don't know where the Mets are going. I kind of think at this point they're just going to punt on the 2026 season. Fire Mendoza and just search for a new manager next offseason. Hopefully they can land one of those starting pitchers that they seem to be waiting on. Wait, yeah, that hurts. What were you trying to do? Were you trying to get something out of the stove? Hey, oven mitts. That's what they're for.
Now pitching.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Sometimes those burns can get really bad. So you gotta be careful.
That's a ball. 2 balls, 1 strike. Count's full.
McDonald's, because with the sacks that the Jets got against New Orleans on Sunday, I'm able to get my free Big Mac with a $2 purchase. So took advantage of that, and literally, I just came back from lunch before I went live. So I don't think you really want to know that, because you're gonna.
0-1's the count.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I probably shouldn't have even eaten it all.
0-2.
Okay, well, it was a Big Mac, no pickles. And it was that $6 meal deal where you get the McDouble, 4-piece McNugget, French fries, and a small drink. No,
0-1.
no, because you can't use your points if you want to use the deal.
Inside, ball 1.
No, it's pretty bad because I ate everything. That's pretty much 3 or 4 cheeseburgers. You don't like McDonald's?
Now pitching.
Understandable. I try not to pig out on that stuff. It's just
Counts 1-0.
it's really only during football season because that's when I could get the Big Mac for literally $2. Well, $2 if the Jets get a sack. It doesn't always happen. Honestly, my family, the only thing that's consistent is we eat Taco Bell on Saturdays. That's the only thing that's consistent with us in terms of fast food. I'm not too big on Chipotle. I had it. I have it every now and then, but I'm not too big on it.
The batter, the left fielder. Wyatt
No, I try not to.
Langford.
Like once a week, maybe that's it. The McDonald's thing, that's only if the Big Mac deal is in there. If it's not in there, I'm not eating
0-1's the count.
McDonald's. Because I try not to eat a lot of fast food. Fast food makes me fat. Oh, I totally understand that. Totally understand that.
Leading off for Cairo, the catcher, Drake Baldwin.
Oh, well, that's nice. I'm assuming you didn't have, any of the alcohol,
Aroldis Chapman.
considering you're underage.
Ball. I got a ball.
Crab
one strike.
Alfredo? Seafood? Ugh. I don't like seafood. That's the thing. You'll never see me at a place like Red Lobster. Don't like seafood at all.
Now batting, right fielder.
Nope.
Fernando
I can't even eat
Tatis
fish sticks.
Jr.
Can't eat those anymore. I don't like seafood. You'll never see me eat oysters, lobster, clams. You'll never see me do it. Can't stand seafood.
0-1.
Strike 3, sit down. Nope. Nope. I don't eat seafood. I'd immediately reject it. Before they can even hand it off to me, I put my hand up and say no thank you. Okay. Well, probably a responsible decision. Seafood. You'll never see me eat any kind of seafood. No, thank you. I don't like seafood. So usually I get the $5 box, which is,
Nope.
what is it?
Outside.
A beefy 5-layer burrito, no beans or sour cream, chips and cheese. There's usually a soft taco in there, and then there's strike 3, sit down. There's a medium drink.
All one's the count. Ball, that pitch is up.
See, I always swap those out for chips and cheese.
One ball.
And if I can get it in there, nacho fries too. Strike 3, sit down. Sometimes I'll get a chicken chalupa with no sour cream or tomatoes, so sometimes I'll do that.
Two. One ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down. I mean, I mentioned the nacho fries. I think I haven't been to Taco Bell myself either, because usually my parents just bring it home. They usually just bring it home for me because I'm asleep when they go and get Taco Bell. Steak quesadilla with the nacho fries and Baja Blast.
1-1.
My brother would absolutely enjoy a meal with you because that's kind of his thing. He loves Baja Blast and the nacho fries. I just get regular Pepsi. But medium, but only on the first one, and then the second time I'll get the Pepsi Zero Sugar. But if it's brought home for me, then it's only the Pepsi. Never said I ate healthy. I don't think, I think you could look at me and see that that's... Look at me and see that that's the case. Diet Pepsi better? I don't agree, but hey, that's your opinion. Dude, I've been overweight for a long time. I'm not ashamed to admit, well, I mean, look, I'm trying to do things that will help me cut down on that. Yeah, like going to the gym, walking through New York City on my way to work. You know, I do all those things, but my problem is the food. Both what I eat and how much I eat. And I gotta cut down. That's why I said today was not good. Or if I was trying to eat better, you know, then I probably would just eaten the Big Mac and moved on. Save the rest for another time. Even yesterday, I just had freaking KFC, but only because they had that deal for the Jake Paul, I forget the other fighter's name, but that boxing match. they had that deal in place, and my dad's like, "Oh, let's go get it. Let's go. Why don't you go get it? You know, with your phone and everything." So the deal was you could get a box. You could get one of those boxes, those box meals that has like the what is it? The chicken tenders. I got the chicken tenders, fries, potato wedges, biscuit, and a drink. I got that, but you had to spend like $10, so I decided to go get 2 chicken sandwiches, but those chicken sandwiches are going to be for later in the week. Yeah, Anthony Joshua. I'm sorry, I don't know boxing very well. Ooh, looks like you got a bit of a streak, Poopin'. But I do appreciate Joshua knocking the living crap out of Jake Paul. Knocking him out in like the 6th round or whatever. Can't stand Jake Paul. He just comes across as obnoxious to me. But maybe that's the point. That being said, I don't pay attention to him. I don't care. I got other things to do.
Ball 1, no strikes.
Favorite NASCAR driver? All time or currently? Because I have 2 different answers to that. So all time, Jeff Gordon. In fact, I'm named after him. And currently, it's Joey Logano.
Timeout. Ground rule double. 2 bases, everybody.
I mean, it's hard not to understate how much Jeff Gordon has meant to the sport of NASCAR. Like, let's be honest, if not for Jeff Gordon, it would not be as national as it is now. People talk about, oh, well, Dale Sr. really was the GOAT. Listen to me. Dale Sr. could not do what Jeff Gordon did. Jeff Gordon had the charisma, he had the personality to be able to go out there and really take it mainstream. For you, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and current is Alex Bowman. I gotta say, though, I think Alex Bowman, I think he's starting to lose it. Unfortunately, you compare him to the other Hendrick drivers, and he's not performing. Sure, he gets a win, and he's gotten a win at least once every season for the last few years. I think ever since he's been with Hendrick, or his 2nd year with Hendrick, you know, I'll give him that. But Alex Bowman, he's probably the worst out of all the Hendrick drivers, and I think there's so much talent coming up that if I had to pick and choose which Hendrick guy was going to be left out to dry, it would be Bowman. There's no way that Hendrick is going to let Chase go. No way he's letting Kyle Larson go. And William Byron, like, the kid, I'm going to say this right now, William Byron is due for a cup championship. He is due. He will get it. Mark my words, he will get it. You know, if we were talking six, maybe 7 years ago, Alex Bowman, I would absolutely say he's a championship contender. But now, he can't get past the round of 12. You like the Monster Energy driver, Ty Gibbs? Well, he was going to. And then that caution came out, and Larson just did what he had to do to win it. So, I think a lot of people thought Denny dominated that race. The Phoenix race, he dominated it. You know, he probably should have won it. But chips didn't fall where he wanted to. And I mean, that's the breaks, but this has gotten fans crying foul once again when it comes to this playoff system. You know, seems like a lot of fans hate this playoff system. But then again, you ask those fans what's the solution, then there's a variety of answers. Some of them want to go back to the old Winston Cup format where drivers just race the entire season, no playoffs, you know, and whoever was leading the standings in the final race, that's who won the championship. Some are suggesting go back to the old playoff format where it was 10 drivers competing for a championship through 10 races, no rounds. You know, it's just, there's so many different solutions. And honestly, I have no problem with the playoff format right now. Oh, you like Kyle Busch? You know, I met him once. It was after he was out of his M&M's Toyota, but he was doing a meet and greet at the Chevy dealership in Hawthorne. I know, but I will say, though, that I thought Harvick probably should have won the 2020 Cup Championship. It should have been either him or Denny Hamlin that year. Kevin Harvick was kind of a wild card. I'll put it that way. You know, some days he's actually really good with the fans. Other times he was not really. Or other times he wasn't. Oh yeah, Kyle Larson. He reminds me so much of Jeff Gordon. He really does. And I'm really glad that he was able to overcome that cancel culture to be able to get back into the Cup Series. I'm really glad that he pulled that off. Yeah, he's definitely short. But that's okay. You know what? He's got 2 championships to his name. I'm just joking here, so no disrespect to Kyle Larson or anything. but I wonder if they have to put in a booster seat for him in the car. Again, I'm just joking.
Ground rule double.
Well, yeah, Chase Elliott, he's great too. You know what's funny? I'm around the same age as Chase Elliott. I think he might have been a couple months before me, but I think we're around the same age, which is crazy. What message? Oh, Rob Ref Snyder. Okay. No, he's solid. Ryan Blaney is very solid. I was very happy for him when he won the championship in 23. I'm trying to think who else. Let's see. I do have high hopes for Chase Briscoe. I like Briscoe and Bell. Both very solid drivers. I know they're Joe Gibbs, but I feel like they're not at that level that Denny is at. And I mean, like, I feel like Briscoe and Bell are more, down to earth, more friendly with the fans than Hamlin is. Because Hamlin can be rather tough, which is actually surprising, because out of all the drivers, I would say I've gotten Denny Hamlin to sign more stuff for me than any other driver. Austin Dillon is also a very chill dude. And I know that because I met him once, and this is actually a really cool story. I probably told this already, but when I was at Pocono, I was on pit road for qualifying, and Austin was walking down pit road, so I called out to him, see if maybe he would sign my program or anything, and he he didn't hear me, so he just kept walking, and I was like, darn. I wasn't too upset about it, but I was kind of like disappointed, bummed out. All of a sudden, I get a tap on my shoulder, and it's a guy from RCR. He says, "You want to go meet Austin Dillon?" He takes me off of pit road, brings me into the garage area, and I could get any driver I want. I got Dale Earnhardt Jr., I got Casey Kane, I got Richard Childress, Austin Dillon, Casey Mears. I was having the time of my life. I was like, holy sh... That's definitely one of my coolest NASCAR stories. You don't like Denny Hamlin after what he did to Alex Bowman? Oh, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I personally started to dislike Denny after he wrecked Chase Elliott in 16, 17, when Chase was going for the win at Martinsville, and if he had won, he would have advanced to the championship, and Denny wrecked him, so I was like, nah, this guy, nah, don't like him. No, I know. But I mean, Hamlin felt that Bowman, I mean, the ending to that race was controversial, to say the least. I will say it was not smart on Hamlin to go about the way that he went about it. That was pure stupidity, because that was Alex Bowman celebrating a win. Okay, win, safety net down. See, I'm willing to bet that he was about to unbuckle, and here comes Denny Hamlin, like pushing or driving his car into Bowman. Like, I'm sorry, but that was just stupid. Because Alex Bowman could have seriously gotten hurt if things were not right.
That's a ball.
So,
That's ball 2. Ah. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
and in general, I hate Hamlin's cocky attitude. Like, I never saw that side of him when he was first racing. Like, he just seemed so humble and very soft-spoken, I would say that. When I met him at Daytona in 2010, like, he didn't say much. I thought, oh, okay, he's just, he's a young guy, maybe he's still trying to figure fans out, but at least he's here signing autographs. So, well, yeah, but the thing that gets me all riled up is when he says, I beat your favorite driver. Like, you dick.
That's outside.
You love Jimmy Johnson? Hey, that's a good driver to root for.
2-2 the count.
Really took over for Jeff. I mean, Jeff was in it for a long time, but Jimmy Johnson was definitely the face of it, starting in the mid-2000s.
Ball, that's inside.
Denny Hamlin.
Hey! Hey!
Oh, I thought that was strike 3. Ah,
Two strikes.
crap. Oh, well.
3!
Leading off for the Brewers, the third baseman, Jr. Caminero.
0-1.
I mean, it's just easy to hate a guy like that. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life. It's just, as a driver, to me, he's a dick. It's kind of like with Kyle Busch, okay? And I'm talking late 2000s through mid-2010s. Kyle Busch.
0-1's the count.
Really? When did that happen? And was he just pissed off, or was it like a joke? Because I know Bowman is a good friend of Bubba Wallace's. Nothing could be further from the truth. Woogie. Nothing.
0-1.
I haven't even met Chase Elliott or Chase. I'm sorry. I haven't met Chase Utley, so, and believe me, I have no intention of meeting him. Maybe if he just happens to be there, like, fine, okay. But, oh, I don't remember that. Huh. Do not remember it.
Now pitching.
Bubba Wallace is not exactly popular among the NASCAR fan base anyway. Yeah, I feel like if anything, minor league games are probably your best chance at meeting some of the future top players in the MLB. I never met any when I was at some minor league games, but you know, you never know.
1 ball, 1 strike.
But that's cool that you got NJ Melendez. I don't think it's too expensive to meet Mike Piazza.
0-2 is the count.
And I have met former MLB players before. Like, I met Willie Randolph, I met John Franco, I met Bartolo Colon. I met Howard Johnson and Roger McDowell. Met them. Met Mookie Wilson, Tim Tuffle. Wish I could meet Keith Hernandez and Ron Darling. It was so funny. Earlier this year, there was a viral moment of Keith signing a baseball card for a fan, and it was his 1984 Mets card that the fan had. They just happened to spot it. Ooh, look at that. Corbin Carroll, superfractor. It's Dane Rafaela, superfractor. Golly. No, it was... Here, I even think I have the card. Let me see if I can get it. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. Here we go. In fact, I have multiple copies here. I got multiple of these Keith Hernandez cards. But yeah, this is the card that the fan had that the SNY crew picked up on. So to Washington, I mean, if you're looking at like cup race, I would tell you that you probably want to go to Sonoma, but it's a road course, pretty big. So, but if you're talking like any NASCAR race, like you'll settle for trucks or Xfinity, California. I think, let's see, where's Road America? Oh, no, that's Wisconsin. Never mind. Let's see. Uh, AI is saying here that for local NASCAR, which is basically ARCA, you're looking at Evergreen Speedway in Monroe, Washington. They also have Portland International Raceway, which is a road course. That's Portland, obviously, Portland, Oregon. They have a NASCAR Xfinity Series. But yeah, for the closest Cup one, it's going to be Sonoma. Yeah, I mean, look at the schedule. Since you're in Delaware, right, Hoopin? You're Delaware? Okay, the closest road course for you is going to be Watkins Glen. But I mean, it's a 6-hour drive, or Hold on. Okay, so Schuyler. Well, here, I'll just do maps. Hold on. Okay, so Watkins Glen International Speedway or Raceway is about a 4-hour drive from where I am. And since you're in Dover, which is like two hours of going through New Jersey and 1 hour through Delaware, I would say that Watkins Glen is probably going to take you over 7 hours. Oh, it would take you 4 hours. Oh, so you don't even go through New Jersey? You would just go like through Pennsylvania? Okay. That makes sense. Would play right field. Even Adele probably would work. We could even throw in Trent Grisham here. And then probably Bregman. Oh, I'm sorry, Woogie. Tracks. Let's see. How many tracks have I been to? I've been to Pocono, Richmond, New Hampshire, Daytona, Homestead, Talladega. I've been to Martinsville. I've been to. I think that's it. So like 7 tracks. Yeah, my dad and I are going. My dad. Michigan. Sorry, 8 tracks. So 8. Because we went to Michigan earlier this year, and now next year we're gonna go to Phoenix. So make it 9. That's not even all of them. Well, thanks to the NASCAR rewards program, I'm actually able to get tickets for free because I usually save up the points to be able to get the tickets. For cup tickets, it costs like 5,000 points, which takes pretty much the entire season to get. You got to check in on the leaderboards. You got to do like this weekly question. So it takes a lot. It's really loud at the stadium. Yeah, absolutely. Hoopin is right. It's going to be loud.
Hey! 0-1.
So just be ready for that.
That's a ball.
I mean, if you want, like, if you don't want your ears ringing, I highly recommend going to a big track where the racing is going to be more spread out. Yep. I mean, at this point, I'm used to it, so I for one, am actually okay with it. But if you're not used to it, yeah, wear earphones, or at the very least, go to a track where the racing is going to be spaced out a bit. Like a big track, like Daytona. Well, Daytona, they're going to be together, but it's so big that it's... These are much, much louder.
Ball.
These are much louder than a Supercross rally. Strike 3, sit out.
Aye. 0-1's the count.
Which ones were those?
0-2.
Oh, I also don't know if this counts because we've been to Dover, we've seen the racetrack and everything, but we weren't there for a race. We were there for a watch party for the Daytona 500.
Two bases.
So, what do you guys think? Does that count or not really? Because now the only race that Dover is going to get is the All-Star race. No, I'm not familiar with motocross racing, so I'm not familiar with that, no. Or Supercross, I'm sorry. Not motocross, Supercross.
Aye. 0-1. One and one.
That was Bristol. That was Bristol Motor Speedway. That's where they had the Speedway Classic. I mean, Bristol, it's great for short track racing, but you were talking about how loud the cars are. And if you go to that, you definitely want to wear earphones. I'm not talking from experience, but just based on the fact that it's a half-mile track and it's like a bowl, basically. Like a bowl of cereal. Yeah, you're definitely going to want to wear earphones for that. See, it's crazy to me that my dad and I are going to go... We're going to go to a freaking track on the West Coast before we even get to Bristol. Bristol Motor Speedway. And I feel like that's closer to us, but he wants to go to Phoenix. Hey, I'm all for it. Free tickets. I'm all for anything.
Time out. That ball bounced over. Ground roll double. Hey! 0-1's the count.
Is it those dirt bikes? Is that what it is?
0-2's the count.
I mean, I've seen that on TV, but not really interested in it. Uh-oh, am I in a freeze-off? I'm in a freeze-off in mini-seasons. Jeez. Jeez. Okay, well. Whatever. Guess I have to quit. I don't have a choice. That sucks. I mean, it makes sense if Bowman does it. Hendrick is usually very relaxed about letting his drivers compete on other or compete in other racing circuits. Like he allows Kyle Larson to compete in dirt track events. Like if they're gonna do, um, like if they're gonna do the Chili Bowl as an example, he'll do that. But I know a lot of other drivers do that, so it makes sense that they race other things. Yeah, I mean, 48 looks good. But, I mean, I grew up with the Lowe's 48, so...
0-1's the count.
Yes, very loud, Woogie. That's why I'm telling you, if you go to a NASCAR track, go to one that is very big. That way the racing can be a bit spread out so that your ears aren't ringing. No, I'm used to it at this point. Eventually,
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Eventually, you get used to it, so you don't have to wear them. But I would say for like the first time or two, you may want to.
Ball! Take the base. Ah! 0-1.
Oh, that's not surprising.
2 strikes.
Yeah, I did. See, this is why. First of all, that fan shouldn't have been interacting with DK Metcalf.
That ball's foul.
I saw that, Woogie. I know. Yes.
Ball inside.
But this is why there has to be a separation between the players and and the fans. And there also needs to be consequences for fans who try to interact with athletes. Like if you antagonize them, you need to be banned from the sporting arena. You can't, because we can't have that. That you can't be antagonizing. You can't be there to wind someone up. That's just ridiculous. You're there to enjoy a ball game. I certainly hope not. He has great potential. DK Metcalf has a lot of great potential. I'd hate to see it. I'd hate to see him throw it down because of an attitude. Yes, you can buy food there. Although what my dad and I like to do, because you're allowed to bring coolers into the tracks. So what we'll do is we'll go to like Burger King or McDonald's or whatever, and we'll just buy a bunch of hamburgers and French fries and everything, and we'll stick that in our cooler in a plastic bag. That way we don't have to pay for food at the track. Some tracks can be, others like when I went to Talladega, hot dogs, at least in the middle of the track in like the garage area, hot dogs there were like $3. No, they're very strict on letting certain things at baseball stadiums. Really? Wow, I'm kind of surprised. But a local track, like, that's different, because I don't feel like they charge that much at the local track anyway. I mean, think of it, a local track is pretty much like a minor league baseball stadium, where it's not that expensive. You could probably get a ton of food for, like, $20. It is? Huh. Maybe the Somerset Patriots do it differently then.
One ball, two strikes.
And how much chicken strips are we talking about there? Strike 3, sit down. I mean, I feel like you could just buy a hot dog for 14. Oh, okay. First, you and Woogie have the color on your names are exactly the same. So when I saw that, I thought it was Woogie who put that in there. But at a minor league ballpark, there's no reason that a hot dog should be like more than $5 or $6. That's like ridiculous. 4 tiny pieces and like a barley any fries.
Ball one, no
or
strike.
barely any fries. That's $25. That doesn't sound like anything you should be buying. I mean, just buy a hot dog. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Ball.
I had heard that Miami Marlins seats were very cheap. $10? I don't think I would ever pay more than $6 or $7 for a hot dog at a minor league ballpark.
Batting up, the second baseman, Michael Garcia.
Yes, but not in the way that, not the viral, I didn't mean it the viral way. I meant $6 or $7.
Counts 1-0.
I'm not sure. Hold on, I paid like $5 for hot dogs on Tuesdays at Citi Field.
Leading off for New Orleans, the designated hitter.
Yeah, but that's only because they were doing the promotion. You know, $5 Tuesdays. You could literally get 2 hot dogs, a box of popcorn, and a soda for... that would all cost like $20. That's why I loved going on Tuesdays.
Now pitching.
I'm not surprised.
Abreu.
Hey! Hey! No balls, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball, that's in.
Okay. Good luck in Philly, Zach Pop.
Hey!
I don't know if he was a, what was his role? Was he a, I think he was a pitcher, but was he like a reliever in the minor leagues or something?
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. That's ball 2. 2-2 to count.
I don't think he was ever on the major league roster, at least not that. Okay, well, like I said, good luck to him in Philly. But I don't think he was ever up in the majors for the Mets. But maybe the Phillies can change that. Maybe they can make something out of what the Mets thought was nothing. For the Mets, Marcus Semien. Do they have water fountains at T-Mobile Park?
Out.
Okay, well then I'd rather. You might as well just go get. You might as well just get have that, because at least that's free. Why not?
Leading off for the Pinheads, the catcher, Alejandro. Kirk. Now pitching, Edwin Diaz.
Ball, that's off the plate.
What does that have to do with the water fountain?
Batting 8, the shortstop, Bo Bichette.
Hey! 0-1. Got him.
Batting 9,
Oof.
the second baseman, Ernie Clements.
Hey!
Okay, I was about to say,
0-1's the count.
like, if you rather pay
Hey!
for overpriced water, that's your business, but me personally, I'd rather have free water, so I'll drink from the water fountain. Okay, are there other ways you can get to T-Mobile Park? Like, can you take a bus or a subway there? Like with the Mets, you could take a subway from Midtown Manhattan out to Citi Field, or you could even take the Long Island Railroad, and that'll put you over by the tennis courts, and then you just gotta walk across the boardwalk to or the boardwalk to get to Citi Field. So is there something like that for T-Mobile Park? Because I would hate to pay. I would never pay $100 for parking. That's ridiculous. Oh, so it's like what they have in Baltimore, where they have the M&T Bank Stadium right down the street from Oriole Park in Camden Yards. Literally, right down the street.
Ball.
I could have walked from the baseball stadium to the football stadium if I wanted to. I certainly had all the time in the world to do that.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
But that's good.
That's a ball.
Yeah, because parking at T-Mobile for $100, that's ridiculous.
Hey!
Or
you could park in
batting third, the
Tukwila
third baseman,
and
Junior
take the
Fernando.
light rail for $5 each.
0-1.
Oh, all right. Well, no, hey, listen, this is good information for me. Something I want to keep in mind when I decide to make it out to T-Mobile Park. Like, this is all stuff that I'm going to want to know for when I get out there. I can assure you it's not going to be in the near future.
Nope.
We're probably talking maybe, 5 to 10 years from now. It's going to be part of my big West Coast trip. Like, what I want to do is I want to do all the stadiums that are in the western U.S., starting in Denver, Colorado, then pop over to Las Vegas where the A's are going to play, and then down to Phoenix for the D-backs, pop over to San Diego for the Padres, then up to Los Angeles for the Angels and Dodgers, and then drive up the coast to San Francisco for the Giants, and then finally ending with Seattle. But like I said, that's not going to be for a long time. But this is good information that you're giving me here, Woogie. So I appreciate it. Citi Field, I want to say parking there is like, I want to say 40, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since my family and I parked there.
The count's full.
It's just obviously much cheaper for us to take a train in than it is to drive out there. Plus, we got to deal with the tolls of the George Washington Bridge. Because you can't go through... I mean, you could try going through the Lincoln Tunnel, But then you're going to be stuck in Midtown Manhattan. You really don't want to be stuck there.
Ball, that pitch is out.
Like, you're better off just going over the George Washington Bridge and then going, I forget what highway they call it, but there's like a highway that runs around New York City and gets you into the Queensboro. Forget what it's called, but I mean, that's the more common way to get to Citi Field from New Jersey. That, or you could just wait till Steve Cohen builds his casino, and I'm sure it's going to be a hotel, so you could just wait till that's built, book a room there, and then you could be right across the street from Citi Field.
Inside, ball one.
Macklemore? Oh, nice. Let's see. I've seen the Steve Miller Band. I've seen the Zac Brown Band. Trying to think who else. There were a couple other bands that performed at Citi Field, but those are the two that immediately come to my mind. The Steve Miller Band was definitely post-game, but Zac Brown Band was a concert while the Mets were away. I do wish that I had gone to Citi Field earlier this year when Post Malone was playing there for the Big Ass Country Tour.
No balls, 2 strikes.
I wanted to go there, but I was like, I'm gonna head out to Michigan the next day. Do I really want to go? Do I really want to waste another day or waste one day going to a Post Malone concert where, like, I like 3 of his songs? And this was going to be like a 3-hour concert. But he did have Jelly Roll with him, so maybe Jelly Roll could have helped out.
Hey! 0-2.
But still,
He's out.
made my decision. Now I'm just wondering if I'm going to attend any Mets games at all. Probably not. It'd have to be something really big for me to want to go. And the only day I can really go is Tuesday. Can't go on Monday because I'm just going to sleep.
No balls, 2 strikes. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Hey! Hey! 0-2 is the count. That's a ball.
That means
1
you
ball,
got
2
this.
strikes the count. 3.
Strike 3, sit down.
Pitching. Jeff Hoffman.
I will say though that I don't think anything will ever top Zac Brown Band's concert at Citi Field. To me, that will always be my favorite concert. I just know so many of the Zac Brown Band's songs that I just enjoyed myself for 3 hours, and it was a concert that I wanted to go to for years. Ever since I heard about it in 2015, I was like, I need to get to this concert. So thankfully they came back in 2022. I was like, I'm going to this. I don't care. I'm going.
One ball, two strikes.
The funny thing is, I bought my ticket from people who were from Oklahoma. And I know this because I sat next to them. They had an extra ticket, so they sold it to me. And I was like, oh, wow. You came all the way to New York City for a concert, for a Zac Brown Band concert? I mean, that's commitment. No, they actually told me that they were in New York City. They were planning to come to New York City, and the concert just happened to be scheduled at the same time, so they wanted to do it.
One ball, two strikes. Ball, that's inside. No, he beat it.
The batter, number 3, designated hitter, Bryce Harper.
I will say, though, that one concert I do want to go to, and this is actually at Madison Square Garden, John Bon Jovi. He's going to be performing there, so over the summer I want to go to the concert because I just love his songs, and I want to see him in concert before before anything happens. I think Edwin Diaz is pretty tired. Yeah. You know what? Let's add in Munoz. Throw him in. He can get it.
Now pitching,
Nope, outside.
Andres Munoz.
One ball, one strike.
Ever go see the... No. No, I've actually never been there for anything.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
I think I'll ask more as once I decide to go on the big West Coast trip. But for now, not really. Actually, I do have
0-1.
another question. While I'm in Seattle, what should I do outside of going to a ball game? Like in Washington, D.C., when I went, I decided to take a day to go see the sites around Washington, D.C. Pittsburgh, they had the Western Pennsylvania. Oh. Okay, never mind. I'll just wait. It's all right. Got to get Fernando Tatis Jr. Alright, let's get one of these. You're about to get going, eat dinner, and watch a little college basketball, and watch your football game. Okay, open. Appreciate you stopping by. You too. Enjoy your Colts. Good luck to them. When I was younger, I wanted to take my niece and nephew, but they don't come up here for Christmas anymore. I hear ya. You know, it's funny. Yep, it was definitely a lively one today. I would say this is probably one of my favorite streams. Okay. Uniforms. Oh, look at that. I have enough. And even enough for that. Nice. Jeez, I really gotta check these from time to time. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get these finish off these BR rewind packs, and balling is or not balling is a habit. So what I wanted to ask you was, what is there to do in Seattle outside of going to the ball game? Like in Washington D.C., they had the sites there. Walk around Chinatown. What's interesting in Chinatown? Okay, so Carlton is 14K. $15K for Mookie. Nice. All right, we'll do Mookie. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Okay. 14,999. Which one was the 14K one? Because that's the one I'll pick next. For the final one. Oh. Okay. Oscar Charleston, maybe? Maybe it was Martin DeHigo? Oh, no, it was Carlton. That's right. The Space Needle, and how much is that? Like, to do that? And is that close to where the baseball stadium is? Should I start on the next mini seasons, or should I just about an 8 to 9 minute drive? Ooh, so that's gonna be quite a lot. Are there any subways or light rails that can get me to the Space Needle? Okay, it's $49 for adults. All right, quite a bit. Right, right. Yeah, you could take the light rail. Okay, that's good to know. Let's see, Contreras, yeah, he's probably going to be the closest. Oh, no, wait, Moreno is the closest. All right, here's what we'll do. We'll finish up on Moreno, and then when he's done, we'll throw in Contreras. Also, vendors and stuff like food trucks. Okay. What kind of food trucks? Cheaper than eating inside? Tacos, hot dogs, burgers. They have kettle corn. Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of kettle corn, but appreciate that heads up. All right, I think I'm gonna go with a tier 3 guy, whoever that may be. Where is it? Where are all the tier 3 guys? Oh, here we go. All right, Kevin Arrow. Sure, why not? And then we're gonna take out Bibby. I swear they need to organize. They need to allow us to organize based on tier, like what a parallel XP tier. Not right now. Like I was saying before you went into the ads. I'm gonna. Right now, I'm not in a position to go to T-Mobile Park, so I want to. If I have any more questions when I get closer to that time, then yeah, I'll definitely ask then. But for now, I think I'm okay. But I appreciate you answering my questions. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
First pitch, 107.
Yeah, I'll definitely let you know. But like I said, I don't have any plans to go to T-Mobile Park for right now, so I'll let you. If I get the plan in place, I'll let you know. That's good.
Yeah. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, because I'm definitely not paying $100 to park at T-Mobile Park. That's ridiculous.
Ha! 0-1. Yeehaw! 0-2.
Strike 3, sit down.
Ball, outside. Wood! 1-1. Strike 2. 1-2's the count.
Okay. I mean, what will also factor in is how close can I get to the stadium. Like, if I could get into walking distance, like some of the stadiums or some of the hotels that I stayed at, were literally not even a block or two away from the stadiums themselves. So I felt comfortable just walking.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
I think even the in Cleveland, when my hotel was quite a ways away from Progressive Field, there was a shuttle that brought us all close to the stadium, so we only had to like walk a block or two away. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I got to figure out all the details of it. And I really don't want to think about it right now because it's too expensive and I would need to take a lot of time off, probably an entire month just for me to do that. Because like I said, it's going to be the entire Western U.S. baseball stadiums. You know, I don't want to break it up into two parts, you know, do one stadium or do half of the stadiums in one trip. Maybe I end in San Diego and then fly back home and then maybe in a couple years go back and, you know, go from Los Angeles up to Seattle. I don't want to do that. I want to get it done all in one swing. Maybe my mind will change on that, but I really would rather not take 2 trips to the West Coast.
No, he's in. Heck! No balls, 1 strike.
No doubt it's going to be a big trip if that's the way I end up going about it.
He's safe.
But it'd be worth it.
Runner. Heck! Nope, he's safe.
Okay. Yeah, that seems about what Citi Field does. And yeah, I would probably do that because, you know, I want to get, to me, it's not just about going to a ball game. Okay, I want to see what the stadium has to offer. You know, like, is there anything, like, is there some kind of Hall of Fame or museum detailing the history of the Mariners? Is there like a Hall of Fame? Let's see. You know, I want to get the full experience. I don't want to just go there just to go there. I want to go there and see what I can. You know, for me, no, it wasn't a question so much as it was me explaining that when I go to T-Mobile Park, Okay, I'm not going just to go to a game. I'm going because I want to see what T-Mobile Park has to offer. Like, what are some of the cool eminent what are some of the cool features about the ballpark? That's what I want to find out while I'm there.
He's out.
And I mean, honestly, even if there's just something, I'll take that over what I saw at Nationals Park. To me, that was the most bland stadium that I went to in my MLB ballpark tour this year. It was just so bland, so boring. Honestly, the only cool thing about it was the bobblehead display. Otherwise, I thought it was the most boring stadium I was at in that MLB ballpark tour. And that takes a lot for me as a Mets fan to say that Citizens Bank Park was more interesting than Nationals Park.
Now batting, the third baseman, Michael.
That really takes a
Garcia.
lot. Okay. All right. Well, I'm a broken record at this point, but I mean it. That that I don't have any immediate plans to go out to Seattle. So when I decide to do my West Coast MLB ballpark tour, then I'll follow up with more questions for you.
Hey, ha! 0-2. Ball. 1-2. Hey!
Strike three, sit down.
Batting eighth, the second baseman, Ezekiel Duran.
Hey! 0-1. Ball.
Sorry, that was just my phone going off. Strike three, sit down. It's going to be a big, big trip, but that's why I got to plan it out.
That missed. That's a ball.
You know? Strike three, sit down. Good. I was actually worried that might take a little longer than I would have liked. Let's see what some of the goals are. Premier choice, premier choice, premier choice. Home runs, stolen bases, total bases. Make the playoffs. Five chase packs. Interesting. You know what, guys? I think this is a good place to end off. So All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. So thank you to everyone who tuned in. Even if it was only for a moment, I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to follow me here on Twitch and or subscribe. Either one would make me a happy person. If you're watching this on YouTube, I thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTVNextJGGen24. It's my gamer tag that's on the left side of your screen there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start a stream. Overall, this was great. We got the finest mini seasons done. We got Fernando Tatis Jr. And now we're starting on the forever mini seasons where we'll do our best to be able to grind and get all these rewards and everything. Excuse me, including the Ultra Choice and the Chase Packs. So we'll continue this tomorrow. I hope to see you all then at 3 p.m. Eastern. And until then, guys, have a good night.